Hi, my name is Lisa Steele with Motherlode Holding Company, and we are here today with a bonus segment to the Ask the Digital Bootcamp Expert webinar series. And we've been getting a lot of questions, so today we're going to talk about E&O.
And I'm Eddie Otto with First American Title. We've got a couple of our agents with us today. We've got Dennis Pospisil with Republic Title of Texas and Celia Flowers with East Texas Title. And we're gonna talk about this E&O situation. So how about we jump right into it? And I'll just leave it there. Dennis, tell us a little bit about how E&O is affected with Ron and what you've experienced in talking with E&O providers out there, anything you've learned that you can share with everybody.
So starting off, simply put, according to our provider, a RON transaction versus a traditional, notary public transaction, they're pretty much covering it the same way. We've reached out to different service providers or insurance providers per se, trying to find out exactly, what would be the coverage for a RON session or transaction. Some of them don't have any idea what you're talking about. Others of them are like, oh, we're still writing the policy or the procedures, which is kind of what our current insurance providers state is they're trying to figure out exactly what it means, but they're assuring us that, you are covered. We're going to treat it the same. Hopefully here in Q3 or Q4, they'll have more of a firmed up written policy that will hopefully then change our our deck page that we have and everything else to basically say here's what's covered as far as a digital closing from a digital notary public standpoint or a RON versus traditional and everything in between.
Great. Celia, can you talk to us about your experience with E&O coverage?
It's been the same as Dennis's, and as Dennis said, without a deck page, you don't have something to send a lender if they want to show that you have coverage, but I have talked to my insurance agent a number of times, and they assure us that as of now, the coverage that you normally have where you're covered for notarization, closing your part of your practice, then that covers a remote online notarization as well. And so, and I honestly, I wear my insurance agent out since the beginning of the cyber stuff because I'm saying this is our practice now. This is what we do. Does my policy cover that? This is what we do. And sure enough, he had to do some work on the remote online notarization. Well, first of all, you got to make him understand what you're doing and how that's different than what your practice was. But as we're sitting out here, we haven't seen any sort of separate coverage for remote online notarizations.
And do you, for both of you, Dennis and Celia, are you, would you recommend to your fellow agents out there to just have the conversation, even if they say they're covered? Do you need to get anything in writing? Do you get an email confirmation that you're covered? Do you have a picture of saying I'm moving from this to this? Am I covered? How do you get there?
That's a great question, Eddie. And I don't know that we have the hard answer for it just yet. From our perspective, we've got some correspondence by email and some different phone conversations that we've made notes and we've kind of put in a file to basically, kind of connect the dots right now. Ultimately, yeah, we would like something more formal and in writing. So again, as Celia said, when a lender asks for something, we can provide them, and this is exactly what it says, that it's including all the different variations of closings and notarizations and everything else. But right now it's, not to call it limbo, but it's a little bit kind of still in the works.
Yeah.
Got it.
Sounds like it is a work in progress for sure, but the good news is it sounds like that E&O shouldn't be keeping us up at night in regards to RON transactions either. So thank you both for sharing that information with us. We know that's been a burning question for many agents out there. So we appreciate you taking the time to do this bonus segment with us today. Eddie?
And this is, of course, leading up to our virtual conference this year for digital closing and e-mortgage. That's coming up August 18th through 20th. So be on the lookout for the invites for that virtual conference and join us for even more insightful questions and more wise answers out there. Thanks again to the FNF family of companies for their sponsorship and support of our conference. And Dennis, Celia, Lisa, thank you. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.